Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome your first fighter into the ring from Sheffield, Karl Sampson. Ladies and gentlemen, World Boxing Association presents 4 rounds in the lightweight division. Ladies first in the round, wearing black and silver, weighing in 135.2 pounds. Entering the ring for the 27th time from Sheffield, Karl Sampson. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing white and blue. 131 pounds, tonight he makes his professional debut from Belfast, Karl Sampson.
So Conor Kerr in the blue and white shorts, making his pro debut tonight against Karl Sampson in the black and grey shorts, who's a very experienced journeyman. Here we go, round 1. The commentators, myself, Kieran Gibbons, and KO Cymru's Dewi Powell. Conor Kerr from Belfast in Northern Ireland.
Interesting already seeing Sampson switch it from orthodox to southpaw and back again.
Yeah, he does it fairly seamlessly as well, doesn't he, Sampson?
Yeah, it's not an obvious effort to do it, is it? It's quite subtle, looks quite natural to him. Kerr just following, trying to find that range. If he's anxious on his debut, doesn't particularly look it.
Sampson, 29 years old, had 26 professional contests, a record of 5 wins, 20 defeats and 1 draw, and the 1 KO victory in his 5 wins.
And that ratio, Kieran, it might not sound very impressive to people who are not familiar with boxing, in particular how small hole boxing works, but to get 5 wins and a draw on the road out of 26 fights is not a bad return at all.
He looks a slippery customer, doesn't he, Sampson? The way he moves around the ring, switching, hasn't really offered much offensively yet.
No, not yet. I think Kerr's slightly struggling to work out that range. He's throwing in bursts.
And this is a very big ring here in Abergavenny tonight, so that will suit Sampson's slippery style.
Yeah, let's get it right. These two are both weighing in at lightweight, I think, but they're pretty small lightweight, so probably will drop down in weight in the future, especially Conor Kerr as he hopefully progresses the title fights. But that ring seems even bigger to the smaller weight categories.
Our scoring referee tonight, Rhys Carter from Bridgend. One of the best up-and-coming referees, or he's beyond that now. One of the best referees in Britain. Last few moments of the first round of Conor Kerr's pro debut. Sure we pleased that round? So into the second. What do you think Conor's corner men will have told him in between the rounds there, Dewi?
I was interested to see that Kerr stood for the whole minute between the rounds, put his arms on the top rope, but stood up, so he's obviously fit as a fiddle. I think there wasn't a lot of scoring shots from either boxer in the first round, but just on sheer aggression, he would have collected it on a referee's scorecard. So a bit more of the same. Maybe sustain his combinations a little bit more. We're seeing him throw in, 3-4 punch combinations here, and then get tied up. So I think his corner are likely to be telling him maybe just manage his distance a bit better, don't fall in on his shots, and try to turn that screw. All of it easier said than done.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know Kerr's amateur experience, because Sampson's a really tough pro debut, I think. The number of fights he has and his style. He's not a style to look good against. And on your pro debut, the pressure's on you to try and impress, put a lot of pressure on yourself.
I did read on irishboxing.com earlier today, Kerr won an Ulster intermediate title as an amateur, and if you know anything about amateur boxing, is that the Irish amateur boxing scene is really, really strong. So to win an Ulster title is something in itself. It's a real achievement. But obviously at the stage in his life now, 27 years old, where he was done with that, ready to crack on as a professional.
He's got a high output, Conor Kerr. Although just noticing, sorry to interrupt you there, we're just noticing Sampson, he is landing the odd counter shot now and again.
Yeah, he's a very capable operator. I think Kerr is slightly guilty of crowding his own work here when he does get close, but that's because Sampson is probably controlling the range. He's backing off on his own terms and then smothering it up close to reset. As you say, landing those little cuffing shots up close. He's done it again there. So a pretty tricky customer for your debut.
Tonight's boxing taking place in the Market Hall here in Abergavenny in South Wales.
The corner calling quite loudly there for him to compose himself. I think that'll be in relation to managing the distance better than he has so far, because he's got all the energy. You can see that, it's obvious. It's just being snuffed out a little bit by Sampson's tactics up close.
So into the third. Conor Kerr won the first 2 rounds there, would you say?
Yeah, I would say just on sheer aggression. Like we mentioned earlier, not without being too harsh on him, there's not been a lot of quality scoring shots to see from either boxer, but I think his extra aggression is probably keeping him ahead at this stage.
I'm just wondering, is it the footwork of Conor Kerr that he needs to work on? So he seems maybe a couple of steps behind Sampson.
Yeah, I think sometimes as well his sort of upper body seemed to go beyond his feet.
Almost falling over his feet.
Yeah, a little bit. You see it there again.
Slightly off balance when he threw those shots.
But it is also the challenge, isn't it, of when you are constantly chasing someone, you get that forward momentum. You do have to compose yourself. As you saw, he did it better there when when Sampson came forward, and he made a read on that. But it's hard when you're constantly, you have to go forward to make a fight of it, which he's having to do here. That's why it looks like he's almost falling over his feet sometimes with his attacks.
And of course, as we've already said, this is his pro debut. He's eager to impress. He's eager to put a big performance on tonight. He is dropping his hands though, Kerr. Doesn't want to get in bad habits. Journeymen like Karl Sampson do spring the odd upset now and again.
And he has beaten more prospects with more fights than Conor Kerr as well. You know, he's beaten prospects with a couple of fights under their belt, so it's not an easy debut for Conor Kerr.
I think Sampson last won in December 2022, and he had a draw as well in the May of this year. The thing is, you don't know some of these journeymen. It's not that they're not good boxers, it's just the fact they can't sell tickets quite often, or they just don't want to sell tickets. A lot of them are probably very skillful fighters within their own right.
Great example of that coming up on this show later on, Kieran, with Jordan Granham, ex-ABA champion as an amateur, decided for business reasons, financial reasons, to make a career out of getting on the road and getting regular work in.
Pace just slowing in this round a little bit. Both boxers seem content just to hold and lean on. And now was Kerr there momentarily moving on the outside of the ring.
Swinging a big single shot there as well.
So into the fourth and final round, Conor Kerr forgets his gum shield, touch of gloves between the fighters. Interestingly, neither fighter now is electing to sit on their stool in between the rounds.
It's a competition. Interestingly, while seeing Kerr switch to southpaw there, just give himself a new angle on the approach.
A little bit of aggression from Sampson. Sampson now back on the bike. That was a good couple of straight shots from Kerr.
And in fairness to Kerr as well, you know, he's facing some pretty frustrating tactics from Sampson. He's never really shown any frustration. Imagine on your pro debut, you want to make a big statement. He's not got carried away with the occasion, potentially helping. You know, it's not in his hometown; it's over the water here in Abergavenny. But I think he has kept his composure.
I suppose there is an argument to be made for the advantage of having your pro debut away from home, taking that extra pressure away from you.
Good work up close there. Following up the right upcut with the right hook.
When he actually stands and plants his feet, Karl Sampson, he throws pretty decent combinations.
Yeah, he's certainly capable. It's just the sort of level of activity, isn't it? He's not sustaining that for long periods of time to be winning these rounds. Just showing us glimpses of his quality.
He has been pretty negative for large periods of the fight, Sampson, but it's just those little flurries are probably enough to just prevent referee Rhys Carter giving him a warning.
Yeah, I think so. I think he knows the game, doesn't he?
He knows his place in the game as well, I think.
Yeah.
There's a nice couple of body shots from Sampson. Again, Kerr dropping his hands. You've got a pretty good reflexes to be have your hands that low, especially when you're trying to close the distance. There's the last few moments of the contest, and what's probably going to be a Conor Kerr victory. And I really enjoyed that contest.
The ladies